I think I knew I wanted to be a doctor even in high school, and then in undergrad I had the opportunity to shadow some family physicians and just decided at that point that I liked working with people and I liked the science, and so medicine was really the career that I wanted to go into. I'm going to Methodist in Houston, Texas. I think post-residency, I would like to work with an underserved population, and so I'm not quite sure yet whether I want that to be in a rural area or somewhere like inner city, but I definitely want to incorporate that into my practice someday. And
kind of always thought I was going to go into medicine. What really got me started into that path was I had a bad athletic injury when I was younger, and they actually told me I'd never walk again. So spent a lot of time in hospitals, physical therapy, kind of really got exposed to the whole medical field early, was actually sent out to Boston Children's Hospital, spent a year out there doing research with experimental treatments, trying to figure out what to do. And so that kind of got me interested in medicine, and that kind of kick-started the whole process. Was pretty sure I was gonna go somewhere else, and came down to it, it's in my heart, this is home. So my number one was to stay here in Wichita, and it's one of the best programs in the Midwest. General Surgery, University of Kansas School of Medicine, Wichita. I'm ecstatic at this point. I've got my number one. I get to stay here in Wichita. Small town kid, I grew up a little over an hour from here, so I'm gonna get to train at home. I'm gonna get to serve the people who helped me get to where I'm at. I'm just overwhelmed right now.
And had our wedding and then started our pediatrics rotation, I think 3 days later, so.
Yeah, had to like totally move into a house, and it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I had a 2-night honeymoon in Lawrence, Kansas.
Yep.
Which was awesome.
Prototypical med school honeymoon. So. We're doing family medicine at JPS in Fort Worth, Texas. All right, so we're very excited. We're going to John Peter Smith Family Medicine Residency in Fort Worth, Texas. It's an excellent program. We loved our visit down there.
Always wanted to be a doctor. I think ever since I was a kid, I just had a desire to help people. Was very interested in sciences, constantly bugging my mother about all sorts of questions. And just, really loved education, really loved learning things. My dad was a teacher, and so was my mom, so that was a big kind of driving force in my desire. I chose to go into internal medicine. I love that discipline because it's very much a discipline where you really have to think and integrate, and I think my research background really helped me there. So patients come in and they're very ill and they have lots of different problems going on, and so it's a real challenge for me to be able to look at the whole patient and see how so many different things are contributing and how we can actually make an impact on the patient. Internal medicine, KU Wichita. Well, we're so excited. We actually matched here in Wichita in internal medicine, so we're so excited to kind of embark on this new journey and start our lives together, so perfect.
And I just always knew I wanted to be a doctor. Since I was a little kid, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And for me, looking back, that was clearly a calling from my God to be a doctor. I can remember as a kid, like going into the bathroom where we had all the kind of like our, Pepto-Bismol and Band-Aids and all that stuff in the closet, and I would like close the door and lock it and get out all this stuff and the little paper cups that you use when you brush your teeth to like rinse with water. I would mix all these different medicines in there. It would end up just in this like nasty looking liquid, and would probably usually dissolve the bottom of my cup and make a big mess. But yeah, that's what I did as a kid to play around. And medicine was just really kind of always my passion and what kind of drove me. And so that's what I ended up, ultimately choosing.
Internal Med, KU Wichita.
I first got interested in family medicine because of my physician back home. He was so good with patients, and and getting to know their story and knowing who they were, and he would know everything about them from he was there for their birth, and then he was there when they were sick at 5 years old, and then he's there when now they're his patient at age 40, and he knows everything about them and has a relationship with his patients. So I just thought that was really cool to be able to have that and have rapport and trust with the patients that you take care of.
You have to read so much stuff to finally find your thing. All right, Family Medicine, Wesley, Wichita.
This is one of the students' best days of their 4 years. It's the day they find out where they get to go for their residency. Medical school is the first 4 years of their training, but after they complete medical school, they actually get a license to practice under supervision, and they'll spend the next 3 to 5 years learning their specialties. So as we can see from the map, our students go all over the United States, although a lot of them stay in Kansas, and that shows their commitment to the fact they want to serve Kansas, and also it shows their commitment to the programs here that they think are very strong.